Listen, if you've ever been told that your fibroids are going to turn into cancer if you wait too long to remove them, or that birth control is the only way to manage them outside of surgery, girl, we need to talk, because the amount of misinformation out here is wild. And the most shocking thing is most of it is coming from our doctors. And trust me, I have heard it all. So today I got you. We're going to break down the top 5 biggest myths about fibroids. And some of them might shock you. No, actually, all of them will shock you. I remember sitting in the doctor's office, overwhelmed and scared to death, being told that it was normal that I had fibroids because I'm Black. And, oh, your mother had them? No, there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to accept your fate or have surgery. Meanwhile, I was bleeding like crazy on my periods, severely fatigued, bloated like I was about to give birth, and in excruciating pain. But this was supposed to be normal. Make it make sense. And if that isn't bad enough, when I asked for my options, I was hit with that same old script. Let's put you on birth control. It'll help. I'm sorry. At this point, hysterectomy is your only option. Or, ooh, this one. Fibroids don't shrink. You just have to deal with it. I believed some of these myths for years. And honestly, it almost cost me my life. If you're new here, I'm Glampreezy, and I make videos about natural fibroid healing. I myself have battled fibroids twice in my life. The first time I had 8 fibroids and was scared into having a laparoscopic myomectomy, which ended up almost taking my life, only for my fibroids to grow back about 2 years later. Can you imagine that? But if it weren't for having that first surgery, I would have never learned that I could, in fact, shrink and manage my fibroids naturally. And I wouldn't be here today to break down the biggest fibroid myths that doctors, the internet, and even well-meaning friends and family get wrong. So come on in. We got some things to discuss. And of course, if you have not already, I have to encourage you to go down there and click that subscribe button and become a part of the family. And to my returning subbies, thank you guys so very much for returning for another video. I am drinking chlorophyll water today. I will link it in the description box below for you. Let me take a sip. And let's get into this. Starting this list off with myth number 1. Fibroids will turn cancerous if you wait too long to remove them. Doctors love to throw this one around to scare us into surgery. But you know your girl got you, right? So let me bring you some real facts. 99% of fibroids are not cancerous. Studies show that less than 1 in 1,000 cases, or 0.1% of fibroids are cancerous. And not only that, let's go a little deeper. In fact, the National Cancer Institute confirms that this rare cancer called leiomyosarcoma is not believed to develop from existing fibroids, meaning that your fibroids don't turn cancerous. Their words, not mine. Now, should you monitor them? Absolutely, because anything is possible, right? But rushing into surgery because your doctor is saying they're going to turn cancerous is not the move, sis. And I'm sure I don't need to remind you, but I'm going to do it anyway. Make sure that you get multiple medical opinions when it comes to surgery and fibroids, especially if your doctor is saying that they may turn cancerous. And speaking of misleading info, let's talk about the normal fibroid myth, because this one gets a lot of women stuck. Fibroids are a normal or harmless growth. This one makes me so mad. Just because fibroids are common and benign does not make them normal or harmless. So if your doctor is giving you that let's watch and wait spiel, it's time to switch doctors or get a second opinion in the least. In fact, fibroids are your body's red flag that something is wrong. They are a huge indicator that there is an imbalance with your hormones, a nutrient deficiency, or even that your lifestyle is hazardous to your health. And not to mention, the trauma that you are holding in your body has gotten too heavy to carry. And this harmless thing, they are absolutely not. While yes, some women do not have major symptoms, it's needless for me to say that many other women are debilitated by this condition. Not only can they cause miscarriage or infertility issues, uncontrollable monthly bleeding, and debilitating pain, they can also cause loss of wages from your job or cost you your job. Fibroids can sit on your bladder, press on your nerves, affect digestion, and of course, make you look 6 months pregnant when you in fact are not. So the psychological toll that this condition can take on a woman is tremendous. So no, they are not normal. They can affect your entire body and your life. And yet, most doctors act like we're exaggerating. Please make it make sense. And speaking of doctors not listening, let's talk about this next dangerous myth. There's nothing you can do for fibroids. Only surgery will help. This one is by far the most popular thing that you will hear on your fibroid journey, but also so very damaging because it makes women feel helpless and hopeless. But let me tell you from somebody who has been there twice, there is a lot that you can do to improve your fibroids naturally without surgery. Surgery is not your only option for managing your fibroid symptoms, unless, in the rare case, your fibroids are life-threatening. Diet and lifestyle changes can absolutely help. Trying an anti-inflammatory diet, managing stress and trauma, and of course, balancing hormones can make a huge difference in the way that you feel. Not to mention supplements like vitamin D3 or DIM and even EGCG have studies that say they can support fibroid health. And of course, let's not forget alternative treatments like acupuncture or acupressure and 1,000-year-old herbal remedies that have been known to help to manage many of the things that we experience with fibroids. Doctors don't always share these options because it's not what they were trained to do. But that doesn't mean if given the right combination, they don't work. And to this point, I would like to mention that functional or integrative medicine doctors and practitioners can be far more helpful in the case of fibroids than traditional doctors because they are trained to treat the root cause of the condition instead of treating it from the outside in. Whew, I'm pretty sure everybody watching this video right now has heard this. Hormonal birth control will help to manage fibroids. I cannot even count how many times a doctor has tried to put me on birth control as a solution for my fibroids. But here's the thing, birth control does not treat fibroids. It only masks your symptoms and it will not shrink them. And for a large population of women, birth control makes your fibroids worse. Because fibroids is a hormonal condition and birth control is made out of synthetic hormones, it is not a cure or a proper treatment for fibroids. Now, you know I'm always 100 with you, right? So for some, it will help regulate heavy bleeding temporarily. But let's be real. Your fibroids are still growing and thriving in the background. We need real solutions and not band-aids like birth control. Please and thank you. So let's move on to the next and final myth of today's video. And you know I love this one. Fibroids don't shrink. This is by far one of the biggest lies that we've been told. Fibroids can, in fact, shrink. Now, of course, I have to preface this with the fact that everybody's fibroid situation is different. But if your fibroids are not life-threatening or degenerated, there is a good chance that you will be able to shrink yours too. If they are not life-threatening or causing a big impaction, like for example, your urine or your bowels, or impeding your nerves or veins, okay? And they are not degenerated. So let's go over some fibroid shrinking facts. Some fibroids just shrink naturally as you approach menopause, when your estrogen levels start to decrease. And others shrink with targeted diet, stress management, and proper detoxification, paired with the right lifestyle adjustments, okay? Now, that is the route that myself and many other women have taken to address their fibroids naturally. There are also alternative therapies, supplements, and holistic treatments that can help to bring balance back to your hormones, your inflammation levels, nutrient deficiencies, etc., and overall support the body to re-regulate itself in relation to your hormone health, okay? And not to mention, depending on what stage you are in life, bioidentical hormone replacement therapy can be very helpful to creating homeostasis and balance within your hormone levels. And that also can help your fibroids to shrink. So all in all, don't let anybody tell you that this is not possible, okay? I am a living, breathing example of a person that went from looking like I was about to give birth, okay, to having the flattest stomach and almost abs, almost, with diet, lifestyle, and natural treatments, okay? It is possible. Not only that, but the information that I have given on my YouTube channel has helped so many women to find success on this fibroid healing journey. So I know for a fact that this is possible. Please trust and believe me when I tell you that shrinking fibroids is a thing. Don't let anybody tell you that your body cannot heal itself. When you understand this condition, you realize that the things that fuel this condition the most are within your control. Yes, tell that doctor to put that scalpel away, okay? Okay, so now that we have busted some of the most popular myths that I've heard, what next? You know I got you, so I would like to end this video with a little bit of very valuable advice when it comes to fibroid and fibroid healing. Get comfortable being your own advocate. Do the research. Don't be afraid to ask questions. This is your body and your health, and you have a right to know. And don't ever agree to any procedure or medication that you have not had time to do your research on and that you are not comfortable with. Please know that this is your body and your health, and you are in charge, no one else. Don't be afraid to seek second or third or fourth opinions. One doctor's opinion is not the end all be all, okay? Because you are in control of your health and your health journey, don't be afraid to take control. Do your very best to work with the right support team. And this may mean that you have to dig in a little deeper to find doctors that are going to support you through this. Consider seeking out an integrative or a functional medicine practitioner who will look at your whole body health and not just your fibroids. Because as we know from watching my research videos, that fibroids are not just a uterus problem. And no, you are not alone on this journey. So many of us are on this fibroid journey with you, and we are in this together. So please, if you haven't already, consider subscribing and making my YouTube family a part of your fibroid healing journey. Today's myths were inspired by my own experiences and the stories that many of you have shared with me in the comments. Trust me, I know how frustrating, discouraging, and exhausting that this journey can be, which is exactly why I'm starting this conversation. And I need a little help from you. Thumbs this video up, share this video with somebody that you think it will be useful for. But I also want to keep this series of fibroid myth videos going. So I need you to drop a comment down below. Tell me some of the myths that doctors have told you about your fibroids. And when I get enough comments, I'm going to make a part 2 to this fibroid myth series. Please don't forget to visit the description bar underneath this video. If you're watching from your phone, you may have to click around underneath the video video, but please open the description box. There is so much information, resources, supplements, my website, and how to contact me. Yes. And before you go, though, as I know some of y'all are new, and I know you didn't think I was going to let you go without suggesting another video. I made this video just for you so that you can learn more about natural fibroid healing, girl. Yes. On over and click this video for more information. Really appreciate you guys sticking in there with me and supporting this journey and sharing and liking and commenting under my video. I love you guys so much. I cannot wait to see you in another video.